What up YouTube? So I didn't do a review for last week's episode of Dr. Stone. It was really good, but I'm back for a review this week, and this week's episode was also really good. I really liked it because it was kind of quote unquote the reunion between Taiju, Yuzu and Senku, because it's been a while. I think it's been a year, they said, since they've talked to each other, and a year since they've seen each other, so I thought, the reaction of Taiju and Yuzu was really cool, their facial expression, them crying and everything like that. I really liked how they reacted to hearing Senku's voice for the first time in a year, so I thought that was really cool. But yeah, at the end of last week's episode, we saw how Gen, Magma, and Chrome were getting chased by this dude right here. His name is Ukyo, and he has one of the best character design in the show so far, and that's why he's already one of my favorite characters. He has a bow and arrow, and just his design, his clothes and everything are really cool, but one of his, quote unquote abilities is to hear really well, so he's a tracker basically, and he was tracking, Gen, Magma, and Chrome. And the way that they got away from him is by using a battery and then, making a fire and some smoke so that they can create a diversion for Gen so that he can go back to the village, because his job was to impersonate Lillian so that they could maybe get some of the people of Tsukasa's by their side, So I thought all of this, chase scene, and Chrome and Magma basically sacrificing themselves so that Gen can go back to the village, pretty cool. So yeah, a few episodes ago, Senku's plan was to use Lillian, her voice, against, the soldiers of Tsukasa and try to recruit them to his side, making them believe that she's still alive and that the people in the US are back, from their stone state. And it kind of worked, in this week's episode. We saw how he told Taiju to bring one of the soldiers of Tsukasa to hear, Lillian, aka Gen, and it kind of worked. We saw how at the beginning, I think her name is Nikki, she didn't want to hear anything about what Taiju wanted to say, so Taiju was getting beat up for, kind of nothing. But at last, we saw how they were able to make her hear Lillian, aka Gen, and at first it kind of worked, because Nikki is actually a big fan of Lillian. She was listening to her music a lot before, the Stone Age, and it kind of worked, but then she asked herself if she was even real, and she was right, she wasn't real. She asked some question about Lillian, how many, CDs, albums she sold, what her measurement are, which was really funny. But yeah, at the end of the day, Gen impersonating Lillian didn't actually work. The thing that worked is the song that Senku and the people of the Stone Age have, and it actually made Nikki emotional, because that's the only music that she's probably heard ever since, she was in that stone state, ever since the end of the world. So it was pretty emotional for her. She's a big fan of hers, and the reason why they were kind of able to take her, Nikki, to their side is because they can preserve, Lillian's voice, her song, so I thought that it was a pretty good plan after all. I didn't think that it would work on anyone when Senku proposed his plan, but it actually worked on Nikki, because she's a huge fan. So yeah, man, like I said, I didn't think it would work, but it actually worked. I'm not sure that it's gonna work on anybody else in the Tsukasa army, but it worked on Nikki, so we have one more ally on the science, army, on Senku's side. So I'm glad. I kind of like her character design too. It's pretty cool. But yeah, man, it was a pretty good episode. There wasn't, anything big that happened beside that, but it was really good. I'm not sure when Senku, Taiju, and Yuzu will actually get to see each other, so it's been a while, it's been a year. They've been able to talk to each other, but seeing each other, I'm wondering if we'll see that in this season. But yeah, man, like I said, it was a pretty good episode. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I do Dr. Stone reviews every Thursday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays, Dr. Stone and Promised Neverland reviews on Thursdays, Jujutsu Kaisen reviews on Fridays, One Piece reviews on Saturdays, and Attack on Titan and Boruto Naruto Next Generation reviews on Sundays. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. It would help my channel a lot, and follow me at Anime Specialist. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.